Good morning, everyone. Good evening, and good afternoon to viewers from all walks of life. This is Denzamos, and you are welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking empaths free. If you are new on this channel, I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse. I talk about spirituality, and I talk about personal and self-development. And in case some of that stuff resonates with you, I invite you guys to join us. Give us a like, share the video with your friends, and you may subscribe if you haven't already. And for those that have always been with us, you are welcome back. And I thank you for your love and support. Now, chosen ones, listen to me. Another series of Behind the Veil. So this one is going to concern the reason as to why your light actually irritates other people. Or sometimes why your light exactly irritates other people's demons. Now, for the you chosen ones, a lot of you are not self-aware. Maybe you might have seen things happening around you. You have not been aware of them. But again, like I said, this channel is all about enlightenment. So I help you to look behind the scenes and what is actually going on behind the scenes to help you understand those things that you don't really know and you're trying to make sense of. So there's 3 incidents I'm going to mention that happened recently. So I was standing with a group of friends 3 days ago. That was the night I was standing with a group of friends. So there walks this gentleman and he was holding a beer bottle in his hand. He starts talking. Now, me, automatically, I know what kind of energy I want to get involved with. And normally when I see any sort of negative energy, normally I decide to stay back. I create that shield of protection around me and I try to stay out of it. So this gentleman walked towards my friend on the left side. And all of a sudden they started to have an argument. So a very, very huge argument sparked off. I don't know why. Probably the guy was drunk or whatever it is. Could even have been high on drugs or something like that. So they started fighting. For some reason, we're not physically fighting, but it's like fighting with words. So they started having a very, very serious argument. But I noticed that actually during that argument, that man, he actually now started directing the argument towards me. Now he was directing the argument towards somebody who was not even saying nothing. Me, I was just there, just watching things from a distance, because me, in my normally what I do, I just tend to observe, because when I notice there's negative energy around me, I just tend to observe and I refuse to absorb. So I was just observing the situation. They were shouting and screaming, and the guy was shouting and doing this. He said all kinds of words. He started now directing the argument towards me. He shouted, he screamed, he was pointing fingers, he was doing this. So he was trying to now get me activated, because he wanted me to bring out some kind of a reaction. You know what I mean? So these kind of individuals, especially the guys who are on a very low vibration, what they do when they meet a chosen one, they are going to ignore the people around you, and now they are going to now point whatever it is going on. They are going to point everything towards you, and they are going to try to make you react. So they are going to try to get a reaction from you. So this standoff took about 5 to 6 minutes, probably maybe even 7. It went on and on. I was just watching the guy. He was saying all kinds of things, racist remarks. You know, every kind of nonsense he would say towards me. I was not making a movement. I was not saying nothing. I kept on just looking at him and waiting for him to finish, because I knew exactly what he wanted. And automatically he became very frustrated. So what he did, he just threw the beer bottle down and he just started to walk off. Now my friend started, of course, these other guys are not awakened like me, so they don't see what I see. Like I've always said, the chosen ones, you see things and you make sense of things around you that other people do not understand. So these guys were like, okay, so this guy was actually, initially he was talking to me, but eventually I noticed that actually he was directing the argument towards you. Now it was very difficult for me to explain to them, because it's always very difficult for somebody, especially a chosen one, to explain some things that you understand that other people do not. So I just told them anyway, I know exactly what was going on. Even that I cannot really properly explain it to you guys, but I know exactly what just happened. So the guy just got irritated, threw a beer bottle down and walked away. Second incident on that same day, a group of 3 guys also walked towards us. They just, from out of the blue, they just walked towards us. They stopped there and started asking different questions. Now there was a guy standing in the middle, and that guy, I also noticed that actually he ignored the guys who were besides me, and he also directed the argument towards me. He started arguing and shouting and saying all sorts of things, very, very aggressive. You know what I mean? So Then I noticed that actually this individual also, he was trying to get a particular reaction from me. You see, most of the times the chosen ones, these individuals, they understand who you are. On a very much more spiritual level, they know who you are because, like I've said, the chosen ones, they are on a very high vibration. So there's a very big aura around you. And normally, most of those individuals, especially I'm talking about the entities behind those individuals who are on a very low vibration, they sense and they can detect this light. So you will not be surprised if you're in a group of people and you're out there, you're in a group of people, and all of a sudden, all the attention is going to be drawn. Anybody who is trying to make some kind of a chaos or start some kind of an argument, they are now going to draw all the attention towards you. And believe me, I can guarantee you, if a person is on a low vibration, whatever it is they're going to speak to you, to direct towards you, it is not always going to be nice. So it is always going to be something that is going to make you try to get some kind of a reaction. So normally they're looking for a reaction because people on a low vibration, when they meet the chosen ones, they also try to drag you down towards their vibration. And that's what always what happens when the chosen one meets people who are also on a low vibration. Now that guy, the screaming went on, the shouting went on. I did the same thing I did before. I was watching him, just looking at him, and all of a sudden I just noticed he got irritated and he started walking away just by himself without me even touching him. He just walked away and he walked off and disappeared. 2 nights later, I was standing in a different spot. This time I was by myself. And there comes this guy. I don't know if he was drunk or if he was high or whatever it is was going on with him. First of all, he walked very, very far away from me, from the opposite direction. He was walking next to the wall, opposite the place I was standing. I was just watching him from a distance. He was walking, but it seemed like he was not stable in his movement. He wasn't stable. So he went in circles towards the end of the street and he came back towards that place where I was standing. Now, this one was very disturbing because when he came towards me, he just stood in front of me and all of a sudden he fell asleep. So he was like sleeping. You would see somebody who is sleeping. His eyes were closed and his head was facing down and he was asleep. When he reached towards remember, this guy was walking around the street. I would see him from a distance. Then he just went in circles and he came towards that place where I was standing. And he just stood like could be like 1 meter or 2 meters away from me. And that is where he stood, he stopped and he stayed still. And all of a sudden he shut down. Automatically, I'm the only one who saw this at that time. He shut down, his whole system shut down. He fell asleep and his head looked to the ground. And it was just like his body now started to swing. Like somebody was like swinging him. It's like his body started to swing around. He was going like that in circles. He was standing, but his body was swinging around and it's like he wasn't moving. So he was like in some kind of an arrested state. Now there was a guy who came from behind me and he was just watching me and was like, what's wrong with that guy? He was just asking me. I was just like, just don't worry. Don't say nothing. Just watch this guy and let him finish whatever he's doing and let him walk away. I refused this guy to say anything or to utter anything. So that particular man was standing in front of me. His head was face down, his eyes was closed, and he was just swinging like that in circles. So he was like in some kind of an arrested state. I did what I do best. I just watched everything, and before I knew it, his eyes opened and he started walking away from me. Now this thing talk about, he was in that arrested state like for around 3 or 4 minutes. The reason why I'm giving you these examples, chosen ones, is because the chosen ones, you have got a light. And most of the cases I've talked about narcissistic abuse, even when as long as you've been dealing with narcissists, if you have not already been knowing who you are, if you have not known who you are before, you have dealt with narcissists and you've noticed that actually you're with the narcissist, maybe you're in the house, and all of a sudden you're sitting with them. This has happened over and over again in my entire entanglements I've been with the narcissists. You sit with them, maybe you could be watching a movie or you could be sometimes having a good time together. I'm talking about this situation whereby you guys have got a narcissistic partner, maybe they're your wife, your husband, or things like that, or even sometimes they're your best friends, but for some reason you will see the narcissist. They are getting up all of a sudden and now they're starting to open all the windows. When you ask them what is going on, they're going to tell you they are feeling like some kind of a heat. So it's like the whole place is burning up and they're burning up. You ask them why opening the windows all of a sudden, they're going to tell you most of the things I've had. Oh, the whole room is hot. It's like there's you'll see them sometimes trying to turn on the ACs, sometimes trying to turn on the fans or things like that. They will be burning up. One thing you have got to understand is that normally the chosen ones, you are walking around with the light, and that light, wherever you go, that light goes around with you. So whenever you're with a person on a low vibration, that light actually starts to irritate those individuals. Sometimes you may see them sometimes speaking, sometimes saying things they shouldn't say. They will all of a sudden start acting out. They will tell you, sometimes even they start to abuse you, or even sometimes sending you some kinds of insults, different kinds of insults. These incidents for the chosen ones, you may not have noticed this, but I want you to take aware, to become aware of these incidents. There are patterns you are going to see all along your journey. If you have not seen them already, you're going to see if you're dealing with very toxic individuals, you sit around with them, you're going to see them all of a sudden they are getting up and they're walking and sitting towards the opposite direction. Even some of you chosen ones, you might have found yourself sometime you're trying to get into a relationship with someone. You could have been a guy, you met a woman somewhere in the streets, you decide that you're going to start a relationship with them. You will meet them for the first time, or you might meet them for the second time. And then all of a sudden, those individuals are going to ghost you. You'll meet them on the first day, or you meet them on the second day. You have a little bit of a chat or something like that. You could have been intending to start up a relationship with them, or you could have liked them in the first place or something like that. Maybe sometime you may not have figured them out in the beginning, but I can guarantee you guys, if you're a chosen one, and the person of a low vibration gets an encounter with you, that individual, I can guarantee you, it is going to be 1 or 2 meetings maximum, and that individual is going to ghost you. What is exactly happening behind the scenes is that those individuals, the very moment they come into contact with you, there is something energetic about you that is going to start to irritate them. And all of a sudden, that is why you see the very moment you guys separate and they go there, you guys go separate ways. The very first thing those individuals are going to do is they're going to ghost you straight away. The chosen one, you can only go out, you can only hang out, you can only stay with another chosen one. It is almost impossible for you to start up something tangible or to start up something meaningful with a person on a very low vibration. Unless a person is on your vibration, they vibrate the same like you. It is the only way you're going to be able to start up something meaningful with them. Any person who is on a low vibration, it does not matter how hard they try. You all of a sudden see they have ghosted you. They're not trying to call you. They're not trying to find out something about you. They're not trying to do the next meeting, because already they have probably figured out, and this is on a very much more subconscious level, they will figure out who you are, because there is something with you. You have got a light around you. You have got a very heavy divine protection around you, and you're fully guarded. That is the reason why most of the individuals with the low vibration, they will either come, they may want to try to sneak in, because most of the cases, those individuals, they are usually after your energy. When they cannot get your energy, it is going to frustrate them. So they may sometimes now start up arguments. They will start to fight with you for no apparent reason. You could be just walking your own ways in the city center. You could be walking around having fun with yourself. A person will just come towards you and they'll start to cause an argument with you. All of a sudden, they'll start to fight with you for no apparent reason. Those individuals, what they are doing on a very much more subliminal level, they are actually trying to get a reaction from you, because it is through the reaction that they will now start to put you on a low vibration and to try to steal your energy. So they are trying to steal your energy. These are energy vampires. The same goes with narcissists. The same goes with every kind of individual that is on a very low vibration, because like I've said, these individuals usually they are walking around with different kinds of spirits, and these spirits on a very much more subconscious level, they can detect your frequency. If it's a woman or a man, they try to get into a relationship with you. The only thing they are coming in, they want to come in because they are trying to feed off that light. There's a light you have with you. That light, first of all, it attracts them in the first place, but when it attracts them to you, then they're going to notice that actually the same light that's attracted to them to you, it is the same light that actually is irritating them at the same time. So you attract people and you irritate them at the same time. It's one of the basic reasons why the chosen ones, they have always found it very, very difficult to get into relationships. It is almost impossible to find a person on your vibration to date, or sometimes to have a relationship, or even sometimes to can get into marriage. It is very difficult, because the chosen ones, you are meant, especially I'm talking about the chosen ones who have finally come to understand that the chosen ones, it would only take a person who is a chosen one, another chosen one, to get into a meaningful relationship with you. Anybody who is not on your frequency, you do not have to do nothing. You don't have to raise a finger. You don't have to say a word. they are going to just simply remove themselves from you without you having to do nothing. That is because those individuals, they are on a low vibration, and your light cannot handle, they cannot handle your light, and they cannot handle your presence. So as a chosen one, those are the things you're going to find along your journey. It's going to be so many cases whereby you're going to find so many people. All of a sudden, you're just by yourself doing your own things. People are going to start arguments with you. People are going to start fighting with you. You might be online, of course. Sometimes even me as an individual, I've seen it online. Sometimes you will see people coming into your comment section, and they're trying to challenge you. They're trying to write some kind of very, very negative things. Sometimes they will leave you negative comments. If a person is on social media, Instagram, or whatever it is, you will find low vibrational individuals. They do not like your light. It is just because the chosen ones, we are people of truth. We always stand with the authenticity, and we always vibrate with the truth. And it is that truth exactly that irritates a lot of individuals, because people on a low vibration, normally they have got a lot to hide. So you will see them around, coming around. Maybe sometimes they're following you on social media. Maybe sometimes they're in your friend circle. So you'll be sometimes talking to your friends, people you think that you're friends. And then you notice that one particular friend in that group is actually trying, like, it turns out that that particular individual is actually fighting against you for no apparent reason. There's nothing you've said to them. There's nothing you've done to them. But they're going to start up a fight for no apparent reason. It has nothing to do with you as an individual. It has something to do with your truth and your authenticity and your light, because many individuals, they're living in darkness. A lot of individuals you encounter along your journey, they are living in darkness, and they cannot stand the truth. The chosen one will represent the truth. It shouldn't be a surprise to you. The reason why even sometimes you're going to find yourselves alone, you find yourself isolated, you find yourself that there's nobody around you. The people who try to come around you, if they're not chosen, if they're not vibrating on your frequency, it is always not going to end well between you. And always those individuals, without you having to move a finger, they're going to separate themselves from you. The chosen ones, this video is to give you enlightenment. This video is to give you enlightenment, to make you understand that you are a unique breed. You've got a special anointing on your life, and you've got a special aura. That aura alone, on a very much more subconscious level, it irritates a lot of people who are dealing with different kinds of demons and spirits. If I'm talking to you, and if this video making sense and I'm talking to you, let me know in the comment section below if it has already happened to you. And until then, guys, it's been lovely to have you guys on board. I just wanted to let you know the reason why your light actually irritates a lot of people, and actually it activates a lot of people's inner demons within them, which makes them actually sometimes try to confront you in a very negative way, to fight with you, to tell you all kinds of different things, and sometimes even to bring you down. It is just because of your light. That is the light that actually making them feel very uncomfortable. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, guys. I love you all. We are continuing with action-packed series of Behind the Veil, and I'm letting you know exactly what you need to know with yourself, and what you need to know around you, and what you need to understand. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Much love and blessings. There's Amos signing out, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye now.